Let's talk about effective weight loss, because at least once in your lifetime you will try to lose some weight, and most of us will have hard time maintaining it once we lose it. Well, let me tell you this, the best and the most effective way of losing of weight and maintaining the weight loss is the carnivore diet. Welcome back to my channel. I am Sylvia and I'm a carnivore diet coach. I myself had to lose weight 3 times. First time in my 20s, I was simply overweight. I had to lose 50 pounds, which I did over a period of 1 year by calorie counting and calorie restriction. It was a quite torturous process and I had hard time keeping the weight off, so it was up and down, up and down. And then I discovered the paleo diet and then the ketogenic diet, and that helped me to maintain the weight loss consistent. The second time I lost 40 pounds after the first child, and I did it by going on the carnivore diet with some fruit because I was breastfeeding as well, and that happened within 3 months. I went right back to my pre-pregnancy weight, and the same thing happened with my second weight loss, was also postpartum. It was 35 pounds. I went on a carnivore diet with some fruit because also I was breastfeeding, and the weight loss happened within 3 months, and I went to my pre-pregnancy weight, and I was super happy about it, and it was a lot easier than the first time. Now I know what you are thinking, that the breastfeeding also helped, and I'm quite sure it did, but I have to say I was eating lots of food without any restrictions because I was breastfeeding, and yet the weight was just coming off. And more importantly, my body composition was a lot better than with the process of calorie restriction and calorie counting. First, and probably the most important aspect of the weight loss on the carnivore diet is the variety, or rather the lack of. Now I learned this recently when I passed a certification from National Academy of Sports Medicine to become a nutrition coach, where they were saying that lack of variety in the diet increases satiety and therefore you will eat less. Well, what is the carnivore diet? You practically eat meat and you can eat it to satiety, but your satiety will be achieved a lot faster, so you are effectively going to be in caloric deficit and you will end up losing a lot of weight. Now another key to weight loss and why carnivore diet is so successful, because you get to eat to satiety. And if you are just at the beginning of your weight loss journey, please do not restrict any calories, eat to satiety, and when you are craving other foods, just have some carnivore snacks handy and eat them. And even if you think you ate so much calories in the beginning, do not worry about it. Just trust the process. It's gonna work out for you very well. With the carnivore diet, you do not bother with calorie counting. You don't need to worry about the caloric deficit and any of calorie counting. If you really want to enter them into the fitness pal, okay, do it. But the reality is you'll start with 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you need to snack in between because of the bad habits from the past, so be it. Don't worry about it in the beginning, because very quickly you will reach satiety levels that you'll go down probably to 3 meals, no snacking, and then 2 meals. Vast majority of people that do carnivore diet just stick with 2 meals and they're completely satisfied. So if you came from the world of calorie counting and creating caloric deficit, don't worry about it in the beginning. Just eat to satiety, wean yourself off of carbohydrates and all carbohydrate related cravings. And then if you do want to accelerate the weight loss, you can restrict some of the calories. But this will likely happen on its own because of the satiety that you achieve. Another aspect of it is that red meat and animal saturated fats are the most dense in all sorts of nutrients. And I also learned this when I was taking the certification. We were going through a mineral after mineral after mineral, macronutrients and vitamins, and at the end of the chapter, there was always the same conclusion for the sources. Meat, poultry, fish, cheese, and butter are abundant sources of these minerals and vitamins. Oh, and by the way, also fortified grains. And the conclusion underneath of every nutrient was just the same: meat, fish, poultry, eggs, cheese, and butter. Oh, and fortified grains, not the grains on its own. So if you eat red meat, even if you eat all other animal foods, you will meet all your nutritional needs. I know you're asking about vitamin C. Our needs for vitamin C really go down if we don't eat carbohydrates. If you really want to get technical about it, vitamin C in its structure is very similar to glucose, and vitamin C is required in the metabolism of carbohydrates. But if you don't metabolize carbohydrates, your demand for vitamin C is minimal. On the other hand too, there is vitamin C in small amounts in fresh red meat as well, and it's quite abundant in organ meats. So if you are really concerned about vitamin C, just add some liver, 12 to 14 ounces a week, and your all nutritional needs, including vitamin C, will be met. Okay, and what about ketosis? Because I'm sure you heard about the ketogenic diet and how well it works for weight loss. And not to take anything from the ketogenic diet, because it does work for weight loss. When you do carnivore diet, you will likely be in ketosis anyway, without really focusing on it. But the advantage that the carnivore diet has over the ketogenic diet is that you eat very nutritionally dense foods, so you will replenish all your nutritional needs very quickly, and your cravings will go away faster. Now, if you want to throw in some extra saturated fats and you want to increase your ketosis, you can do that on a carnivore diet just as effectively as you would do on the ketogenic diet, except that on the ketogenic diet you would achieve ketosis by eating olive oil and coconut oil, which those oils are not allowed on the carnivore diet. You would achieve ketosis by naturally occurring saturated fats plus some extra lard or tallow or butter or eggs or cheese. And that is a lot healthier way to be in ketosis than the olive oil and coconut oil. Okay, and those of you that are wondering what I have against olive oil and coconut oil, I agree with you that these are better choices than canola oil or rapeseed oil, but they aren't better choice than lard or butter or tallow. Human beings evolved eating animal saturated fats. They go with our bodies very well. Coconut oil and olive oil, not so good, and you can see it from the clinical experience that people that go on the carnivore diet and keep the olive oil or coconut oil in their diet tend to have a lot of issues with bloating. So if you have gut issues, gut permeability, leaky gut that you're trying to treat with the carnivore diet, get rid of olive oil and coconut oil. They're not good for our guts, especially if you have already damage there. Better yet, if you want to further accelerate your weight loss, reduce the amount of calories, increase amount of fat, so increase your ketosis, reduce your protein intake. There is no limits to how much weight you can lose. And this is actually one of the issues that I have to troubleshoot for when I coach people and we are doing paleo-ketogenic diet. So 80% of your calories come from fat and 20% from meat, proteins. And the weight loss is so crazy and so much that we actually have to sometimes adjust the diet so the client can gain the weight because they lose so much. And there are times that they cannot stay on this diet for too long because they lose so much weight. So if you stick with a carnivore diet long enough and you be patient with it, you will lose all the weight that you want. Finally, if you go on a carnivore diet and things are not going as quickly as you expected, but your carnivore diet still contains lots of cream, milk, cheese, in other words, lots of dairy, eliminate dairy and watch what happens. There's no way you won't lose weight. You will lose weight, I promise you. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful to you. If you're considering going on a diet that will result with a sustained weight loss, carnivore diet is way to go. It's a bulletproof strategy, and on the way to lose weight, you will fix a lot of health issues you might have not even noticed you had because they were all wrapped up in the extra weight. If you want to be coached by me, the links are in the description box. I have quite a number of clients that I work with for weight loss, so I have lots of experience with it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!